Hey y'all, I finished a major step in the completion of the inside of the shop shed project. Let's go inside and I'll show you what I got done. With lumber prices being what they are in 2021, I chose 1/2-inch CDX plywood for the ceiling of the shop shed. And I was able to use my straight edge and a circular saw to trim the panels down to length so that each panel would terminate on one of the roof rafters. I rented a drywall hoist, which made this part of the process much easier. I then went around with my air nailer and attached the panels to the roof rafters. Inevitably, some nails don't set flush, so you have to go back with a hammer and pound them in. Now, because I have no lights in the shop at this point, I had to work with both doors open just for the light. And as you can see, it's pretty hot this summer. And with all the nails pounded in nice and flush, I could move on to the other side of the ceiling. I tried to stagger my joints so I didn't have seams all in the same place on the ceiling. At this point, I'm making an electrical chase. That's just a place where I can run wiring without having to remove ceiling panels to get that wiring into place. And much the same with the filler panels that I added between the electrical chase and the plywood sheathing on the ceiling. I'm going to be adding air and dust collection, and these panels being removable will make installing the mounting points a lot easier. So they were mounted with screws instead of nails. And of course, once the ceiling plywood is hung, it's time for some sanding. Now you can see the electrical cables that I already have run in the electrical chase between me and the wall. Off camera, I went ahead and cut panels to cover those cables out of 5mm thick Luan plywood. I also cut a center panel to cover the ridge with holes cut in them for the electrical outlets. And of course, that led to sanding. And more sanding. And more sanding. Now, even though this is a ceiling, I do want it to look halfway decent, so I went back through with some wood filler and filled in the major cracks and missing knots, etc. Which, of course, led to more sanding. This little honey is my new Wagner Control Pro 130 airless paint sprayer. And I picked this up down at my local big box store, and it's worth every penny I paid for it, I'm here to tell you. It made short work of painting the ceiling on this shop shed. And with the amount of painting I'm going to have to do around this house, I thought it worthy of investment, and it is. And of course, PPE is important, and just to show everybody that I do use it, here I am in full regalia. Of course, with it being summertime, that means I sweat like crazy, and the hood promptly went down on the Tyvek suit. I found that it fogged up my glasses a lot less that way. Now I'm shooting a multi-surface primer in preparation for the paint, and this Wagner airless sprayer really paid for itself. I was able to prime the entire ceiling in less than 14 minutes. Now for the paint, I chose a Sherwin-Williams semi-gloss paint. Hashtag not sponsored. The color is called Almost Charcoal. Now that's a Valspar color, but it is in a Sherwin-Williams semi-gloss paint. I have to think about video when I'm building this shop shed, and this darker neutral background will just disappear on video. That's exactly what I want it to do. But it also helps when it comes time for color balancing, because it is a neutral color. And once again, that Wagner sprayer paid for itself. When it came time to hang the lights, I recruited my wife to come out and help me by holding a spacer up against the electrical chase so that I got all the lights placed where they needed to be. And as you can see, those LED shop lights really light that place up. The paint looks a lot darker than it actually is. Now here I'm installing some zip tie plates and zip ties to bundle up the cords. I chose individually plugged in lights to make replacing one easier should I need to. And I also chose the chain switch type so I can turn on and turn off individual lights should I need to eliminate lens flare when I'm shooting video inside. And as you can see, even with that darker gray interior color, there is more than enough light in this shop for me to do anything that I want. And that color just blends into the background and disappears. So that's where we sit right now. Next up is going to be sheathing the walls, then priming and painting them. I'll have to figure out and install some sheathing on the gable ends above the doors and on the back wall. Then prime and paint everything except the ceiling, and then lay the flooring. Then I can finally start moving my CNC and all my other associated tools and equipment into the new shop shed. And I'm here to tell you, I can't wait. So I know there are bound to be a lot of questions, both about the tools that I used and the supplies that I used. So what I'm doing is I'm putting links to all of the tools and supplies that I've used for the ceiling project, the lights, the airless paint sprayer, all of that stuff. Some of them may be affiliate links, some of them may not be affiliate links. But either way, you'll get to see exactly what I'm using. Then you can comparison shop from there. Now I know there are going to be a ton of questions on why I chose the materials I chose, why I chose the color I chose, and a whole bunch of other questions. So to attempt to answer those questions, today at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, I'll be hosting a live Q&A session right here on my YouTube channel where you can ask any question you'd like about the ceiling, the shop shed, the lights I used, the color I chose, heck, even Vectric software for that matter. Again, that's today at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on my YouTube channel, and I've put a link to that live Q&A session down in the description box of this video. Now, these live Q&A sessions are a great reason to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And when you click that red subscribe button, click the little bell right next to it. Then click it a second time and set that menu to all notifications. Then you'll get a notification the next time I post a video and the next time I go live. So, I hope to see you this afternoon for the live Q&A. And as always, whether you subscribe to my channel or not, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and y'all take care.